The following production is intended for entertainment purposes only. We are not legal professionals. We do not speak for any government agency, and the opinions expressed here are our own. Relax.
That's normally what I do. Can you
Okay.
hear me good?
Yeah, I dig it, man.
Hell
I also
yeah.
dig the shades.
Yeah, dude.
That's a
Well,
bold move, and I support it.
thank you. Uh well, here's the deal. Is sometimes I'm just gonna have my shades on, you know?
You don't have to explain yourself to me.
Right.
Sometimes you got to do it. I got no problem with that.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just gonna have my shades on. Photosensitivity is a thing.
It
All
is.
right.
It's real. It's
Yeah.
real. I've heard about it. There's a dude that plays guitar. Yeah, I think it's guitar. It might be bass at church. He's just a cool looking dude.
Yeah.
Like he's got real long hair, like long kind of curly hair. Young and just cool looking. Well, he frequently wears shades, and obviously maybe not obviously, but
He's a
the
pothead.
room. Well, I don't know. The room is dark. It's got the concert lights, all that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And Homeboy's up there on the stage wearing his shades. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's I don't really have the nerve for that. Like I would feel like people were looking at me like, okay, cool guy.
Well, what about when you were a cop? Didn't you wear your sunglasses everywhere when you were a cop?
Oh yeah. Yeah. In
Like,
fact, I mean, I think that's why I've got raccoon eyes now, because I usually do wear.
right.
Bro, what's your problem with my music?
I mean,
Yeah,
we
we're gonna
can
jump.
open with this. I was hoping there was gonna be a hi hello or
No, no,
no.
because I want to deal with this.
Okay. And I struggle with this in my own, like my yacht or my Yahoo, my YouTube music is so confused with me
Yeah.
because there's something that I don't like, and maybe it's seasonal, but I feel like I've always been this way. And there's just no room. I don't allow space for it in my life, and that is a bummer. If you are a bummer, you can don't let the
You
door
can
hit
get
you where
right
the good
out.
Lord splits you. You can ABC your way out of this conversation. I
Well,
have
two keys don't have any time for that.
no. I have had enough bummers in my life where I don't need any more. I'm all FB. I'm gonna say FB because
Yeah.
I
Well,
am I'm currently going through and editing some of our videos just to make them more, I think, palatable. We're
yeah.
just starting out, and I'm getting rid of a lot of the dead space and a lot of the and things like that, which I'm the biggest contributor of. But
So you froze there for a second. You said you're
uh,
the biggest contributor of what?
of the dead space and the so that's what I'm going through is getting all the dead space and the out.
Yeah.
And me constantly coughing or clearing my throat. I'm trying to get that stuff out. I'm not focused on that as much as I am just the dead space. But I went through our first two recordings, which I think we're going to sandwich onto some other smaller ones, maybe, or break it up. Both of those were just bummers. Both of those conversations. I
Well,
was like,
see,
yeah,
here's what I was going to tell you, man, is I got bad news for you.
yeah.
That's my I don't want to say vibe, but that's my lane, dude. The Bummer Express, man.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
maybe that's why
and
we're
it,
such good buds because I'm kind of the yin to your yang, at least in that area.
my daughter called me out on this the other day because I hate complaining.
Uh-huh.
Like I despise it. If you don't if you don't have a solution, I don't want to hear about it. And it's not that I don't want to hear about it. Like I don't even I try not to even complain to myself.
Right.
Like I just don't have time for it. But I'm sending her the same songs I'm sending you.
Okay.
Uh, and she's like, for somebody that hates whining and complaining, you sure do listen to an awful lot of whiners. And I
Yeah.
was like, what?
Yeah. If I could describe how your music looks as a person, your
Okay.
your music has uh is a white dude and he has a hard part to the
Okay.
to the left. He's
Okay.
wearing
Are you describing me like 5 years ago?
Yeah, that, but
Okay.
it is a look, and it's almost an archetype, but he has a hard part. He's wearing flannel and straight straight khakis slash black khaki. I don't know what that would be, but
I like this dude.
not jeans, but Chucks, maybe Chucks,
Vans?
maybe
Maybe
Vans,
Vans? Okay. Black Vans?
definitely. And when
Maybe
his
something like
music
this.
plays, yeah, when this music plays, he's the guy who comes up and talks nervously, almost like it's spoken word, like his
Oh
music.
yeah, spoken word.
Yeah. Ugh.
Love it.
Yeah, this dude, the band will be playing like an anxiety ridden
Yeah.
track of like long, and he'll come up, the wind is dying and the earth is falling into abyss and she has my heart in her hand. And everyone's like, boo.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, I think that's probably I think you're actually just describing like actual videos that I've sent you. I don't know that you're necessarily like uncovering anything.
As soon as I hit play, I'm like, oh, this is what that is.
That's fun. So, okay. So, I really thought that the last one was going to be a win. Like it talks about
No.
Tennessee, it talks about the Civil War, it talks about, stuff that's all up that I would think would be all up your alley.
Yeah. Close, but no cigar. So there, this happens in bluegrass, and I like bluegrass, but I don't listen to a ton of it because of this. This is like a trait of not what you sent me as bluegrass, but this thing of having okay music, maybe even good music, having good music and good vocals. Like I'm jamming to the vibe of this, but when you listen to the lyrics, it's like, bummer, dude. I don't want to hear about your dead brother in the Civil War, and if you could spit on your daddy's no. I don't.
Well, okay, so you at least made it. I mean, sounds like you made it through most of the song.
I finished the song.
So what's on your like super impressive playlist?
Yeah, dude. Nothing. And it sounds like something you would say to like be snarky at a party, but it's honestly, it's nothing that you've heard of.
I bet I have.
Have you heard of a band called Northern Cree? Cree. They are a Native American powwow band, and they do a lot of like throat singing. And
I'm sorry, dude. I tried to hold it in. I couldn't.
Yeah, dude. I used to take people on ride-alongs in my car, and like folks from my church who and I was still I'm still in the church, but I was very much more, I had that Christian face on, kinda, I was still me,
More
I was still
mainstream.
Tukey's. Yeah, more mainstream. I used to take people on ride-alongs on third shift, and I'd ask them, like, hey, do you listen to loud music? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, Clayton, I listen to loud music. I'm like, no, like really loud. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, where you couldn't hear me talking to you loud? They're like, a few times. Of like, because that's how loud we're gonna listen to music.
Never mind the fact that I need to be listening to the radio.
I heard it. I had an earpiece in.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And as soon as I heard it, the transmit light come on, my finger went right to the volume every single time. But I made sure there was primary and a secondary means of listening to the radio.
Yeah.
I would play Northern Cree, which is just a Native American powwow. Like imagine a drum and like start.
I think I can hear it. I'm not gonna like impersonate what I think it sounds like.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. But go ahead.
Yeah, and there's this would normally be a characteristic of your music. This would normally be a characteristic of your music, but it's in this that I like, and that is scream singing. But they do it in a better way. But they're not singing; they are screaming this music. and like one guy will jump in, or sometimes it's a female, but the traditional stuff is usually it's a guy will lead in there, and then like 15 other guys will echo what he's screaming, and you're like, holy cannoli, this is powerful, brother.
Well, actually, now I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, I'll send you some tunes. So Northern Cree is on my playlist. Now that's not my go-to when I have company with me. So like, even though I have played it for company, like when me and my son, I give my son rides to school, we are listening to Zach Bryan and kind of that red dirt country.
Yep.
This morning, his music sucks too. This morning,
I was going to ask you what's he listening to?
So I talked about this a little bit last time, but like the video game music.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And like acapella, like good vocal stuff.
Yeah.
Technical vocal stuff. And this morning he was listening to jazz, like instrumental jazz. He knows that I listen to my music in my truck whenever we go in there, but he was waiting for me in the passenger seat, and he had his phone connected, and he was playing this just awful music. Just that is the song. It's that times 1,000.
Is he doing that to like get under your skin, or he actually is enjoying it?
Because it gets under my skin, he enjoys it. And so like he has a love for this music. And I think he's weird enough, you know, because he's my kid, where I think he does honestly like this in some way. But I know that just because he sees me react to it, that he likes it even more.
Yeah. That's a genre that, like, I think that I could probably get down with just about anything, like any style. I don't know about that. I'm not sure about jazz. I don't think I could.
Well, what's weird is when I was his age, I got exposed to Mel Torme. Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got exposed to Mel Torme, and he's kind of a classical jazz singer. He had a few songs that were, I mean, awesome. But just those few songs, and they're actually copies of Duke Ellington songs. But so I like some jazz music, but not this. Not just instrumental, and it even feels electric. Like I think it was all synthesized. It sounds like video game music. Yeah. What about your kid? What is she like?
Well, I was gonna say I like I don't know, sometimes the vibe, like on movies or whatever, at least what I associate it with is like a lot of times going to be like maybe black clubs, or like, you know, the blues kind of, or like just a cool environment. It's just the music doesn't do it for me.
Now blues is something I will listen to, like 60s and 70s Muddy Waters, you know, Mississippi type of blues. I've searched that out and listened to it, but I think that's different than this jazz.
Are they similar? Because in my mind, I kind of conflate the two.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe the versions that you're thinking of, but in my mind, blues is like on a dobro or a steel guitar, like
yeah, it's like a smoky environment.
Yeah, Black Snake Moan. Have you ever seen that movie?
Huh.
Oh, well, you need to put that on away from your family. It is R-rated for a reason. And
yeah,
I wouldn't spring it on your family. But Black Snake Moan is a cool blues movie that has good blues chops in it. But you like jazz and blues?
I mean, I don't listen to it, but I could see myself I could see myself getting into blues, or at the very least, I just like the vibe that it gives off, you know, because I picture these, you know, 30s, 40s, 50s clubs, and just kind of maybe kind of the outcasts, like not necessarily the in crowd kind of.
Did you ever see the Blues Brothers series of movies?
I know what they are.
Mhm.
I never. I may have seen it, but I don't know. Dan Aykroyd. Who else was in it? Dan
Oh,
Aykroyd and
is it
Jim
Belushi?
Belushi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Belushi.
neither of those guys, even when they were on Saturday Night Live, really did it for me. They kind of annoyed me.
Yeah,
Um, you're asking though what my kids listen to.
yeah,
Like we enjoy belting it out and singing together.
yeah.
She's into like, actually both of my kids really are into rap, and dude,
What kind of
like
rap?
uh the worst kind.
What? Well, I don't know what that means.
So like my son, I've got his phone set up to like parent mode. I'm not sure what you call it. Like it filters out explicit lyrics and stuff. Now her, I don't have that filter on. Um, so I'm trying to think of some like 21 Savage,
Never heard of her.
who's the King Von, like gangster rap. But it's honestly, dude, it's so vile. Like I can't stand it. I I don't mind violence.
Mhm.
So like there's a pretty good song by King Von, Love Sosa. Great song. Love it. I really get into it.
Okay.
But the other stuff is just I can't do it. This just the sex talk and the way they refer to women and
Yeah.
all of it. It's not my thing. Now what's funny though is at some point, I don't know how, but at some point they got exposed to Tupac, Hit 'Em Up.
Hell yeah.
You know that song?
Yeah.
I love that song. Well, so my son he can only listen to the clean version,
Okay.
which so when he'll go around singing the song and he doesn't know what he's singing. So like he starts off with something about Clicky Clan, which I don't know if you remember. It starts off with, first off, F the click you claim.
Yeah. First off,
I can't remember the rest, but in his mind, he hears Clicky Clan. So he just makes up these words and he's singing the song, but he's singing it completely wrong.
is that the word they changed? Click you claim instead of he's like, first off, clicky clan.
Well, he doesn't know what a click is.
Right.
And so he doesn't know what it means to claim a click. So he thinks it's Clicky Clan.
Okay.
Whatever. But yeah, they're both into rap. There was a time when they were both into metal, and I was really excited about that. I was like, all right, I've made some progress with these kids. There is a time when Silas was probably 5 or 6, where that's all he wanted to listen to. Like if it didn't have screaming, he wasn't interested.
You let him listen to that garbage?
I made him listen to that garbage. Like that's just part of the deal, man.
So awful.
If you're gonna ride with me, we're gonna listen to some growling.
Okay.
We're gonna listen to some pig squealing.
Ugh. But here's the difference though. I listen to some weird music, but I feel like my weird music anyone can enjoy. Like if
anyone can enjoy this.
Oh no. No.
We're not exclusive.
No.
Okay, so what about like movies and shows? Do you like what kind of genre of shows do you watch or movies?
First of all, I'm really disappointed in these questions. I don't like them.
Fair enough.
Second,
there's a method. I've got a direction I'm going with this.
I'm just talking shit. So it's been historical dramas for me lately, like Shogun. And man, my wife is trying so hard to give me these shows that she watches and she enjoys. And I can tell they're like number 1 or number 5 on the charts. Like I should enjoy them, but I just don't. I don't enjoy anything that's on TV.
You cut out. You said that you could tell they're what?
I can tell they're good. Because they're popular. They're like number 1 or number 5 on the charts, around there.
Yeah.
I can tell that, and they're actors that I like, they're at least they've been in stuff that I like, but stuff that's coming out is just awful. This new stuff that's coming out is just not good, I think.
Yeah.
Tarantino's supposed to make a new movie soon.
I don't think I've got the attention span for movies anymore. Like if it's not an hour long show, I mean, an hour is about max, and I'll watch 2 of them. Like I'll watch them back to back, but I just don't have. I'm not interested in 2-hour movies. But the reason I ask is because most of my shows and movies are also depressing, and like everybody dies, everything's wrong.
Yeah, I happened to be in the truck when you were having a conversation with your kid over the phone, and you're like, "Are we gonna watch sad or scary movies?" And I was expecting you to go, "Hell no," and you were like, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah,
It's like,
you better believe it.
what?
Straight sorrow, please.
Ugh, those are the movies that I don't allow. I don't allow those movies in my house.
So I had this sad movies.
Yeah.
No. I had this conversation with my wife the other day. This was a while back, but we were talking about music, and I can't remember how it came up, but the question came up: do you listen to music to escape or to feel connected? And because she doesn't like my music either, she likes happier stuff, and she listens to music to escape, and I listen to music to feel connected, like there's somebody else that's felt this way before. And I think it's the same with movies. Like I don't really care to escape, and I look at like drama and sorrow and all that kind of like negative stuff as real life.
Yeah.
Like
it's like, okay. Drama much?
Yeah, exactly. Like, so one of my favorite songs by one of my favorite bands is about childhood cancer.
Yeah.
This 8-year-old kid.
What?
And it's like the mom's diary and everything. But I feel like I can relate to that a lot more than I can relate to singing about whatever kind of crap you're pretending is right in the world.
But you have a good life. You have a great life.
Yeah, no, I've never had cancer. Never known anyone that died.
How are you? I mean, I know that you've obviously had, like everyone, you've had stuff, but right now you're doing great. Why are you trying to connect with this?
It's not that I'm trying to, it's that I just do. Like I can feel the sorrow of, in that song in particular, the sorrow of the mom that's burying her child. I'm like, yeah, I feel that. I don't know why, but it just resonates, man.
Yeah. Bummer, dude. Does it make you happy? Like when you're listening to this music, do you get a dopamine kick, you think?
I must, because I don't know. I think that's.
Do you feel yourself smiling?
No, I feel myself scowling.
This was something I wanted to ask you, and there's a big version of this answer, or I don't know, like a real heady version of this answer, and then there's like a real primal version of this. But who is the you that you think people see at a stoplight? I found myself thinking about this at a stoplight the other day, and I had Northern Cree, the Indian powwow music, maxed. They're playing one of my bangers. If you look them up, it's a song called War Cry. Okay. Northern Cree, Cree, and the song is War Cry. I was listening to that song the night I got my first load.
Really?
Yeah. It actually starts off, my video started off with me turning the volume down.
Okay, so I'm going to pull these guys up.
Okay, do it. You're welcome.
I'm just gonna set it up so I can listen to this when we get done.
Okay. So I was at a stoplight, had that cranked up, and I had a jean jacket on, and it's this weird jean jacket that I hadn't seen in 20 years, but one of the old house parents at the group home I used to live at, I went and visited him last year, took my family to meet him, took my family up to the group home I used to live at. I'm like, look, kids. But he had this jacket that I got from my first deployment it's like super Joe Navy, but it has like aircraft carriers and like aviation ordnance and like the pirate flag and the American flag and all this, kind of cheesy Navy stuff. But it's on this badass jean jacket, and I love wearing that jacket now. I wear it everywhere. I had the windows down, powwow music cranked. I was wearing my jean jacket, and I was thinking, if someone looks at me, I look like a psycho, or the dude you want to hang out with, the coolest dude.
Yeah, the coolest dude. I asked my daughter about that the other day, actually, because she said something about one of her friends saying that I was scary. They were scared of me, and I was like, good. But so she says that, like, if you didn't know me, if you just saw me at a Quick Trip or something like that, that I would be scary looking. And then she said, once you talk to me, then you would think that I was friendly. So I don't know. I don't know what people think when they see me at a stoplight.
Do you think there's like, besides some exceptions, and the exceptions are probably your friends or maybe family, but besides some exceptions, there is a type of person that everybody is in the world. And like, whenever I'm at a stoplight, I'll look around, and it's obviously usually someone that I've never seen before in my life, but I'm like, oh, this guy, I've seen millions of this guy. That lady, she looks nice. Millions of this lady. Like, I know exactly what kind of music she's listening to. I know where she's on her way. I know the vibe she's given for giving off a hard days of work and wanting to go home, and her husband's probably gonna bitch at her, and she's got to get the kids ready. Like, I know this lady's story. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
And I was thinking, in some ways, my dad and I got this because I'm getting complaints about my 6-year-old. He's a caveman. He's just a wild, insane person. And I made him that way, but I was thinking kind of about like what we were talking about, free will. My dad and my mom made me this way. I don't think they did it on purpose, but they made me this way. And the life in the universe and God made me this way. I think my dad was one of those archetypal characters, but definitely not as common as some of the others. But I don't know if that makes it special. Like, my dad was a jokester, and he had the coolest story in the room. Whenever people were in the room, he had the coolest story. Every time he had to take a photograph of him, he took his shirt off. Yeah, he took his shirt off just to show his tattoos every time you take a photograph of him.
Okay.
That was just a thing he did. And
now, are you talking like every photo? Like, we're not talking Easter
not
brunch.
At church.
No, so Easter brunch, got the family over. Hey guys, let's show everybody the eggs you got. Hold on a second. Let me take my shirt off.
Wait a second. Oh man. So there's two different examples I have. These are like ancient Polaroids. But this was, my mom took a photograph of him when she went to go visit him at jail. He had a shirt on before that photograph. She was like, hey, let me take a photograph of you. He's like,
let me get ready real quick.
Yeah. Wait 1 second. This is another photograph of him with one of my nephews. They're taking a picture of him, and he had a shirt on before this photograph, and he was like, oh, wait 1 second.
Dude, that's like 1976 Winston,
Yeah.
maybe yeah, I think Winston, um Pepsi. Like that's a whole vibe.
Yeah.
In that picture, that's an entire vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what my dad was. Like, like you've obviously never seen him or talked to him, but that vibe.
Okay, that's this week's episode. Join us next week where we pick up right where we left off. Might be next week, might be in a few days, who knows. As always, this episode was brought to you by Steadfast Real Estate Group of Heritage First Realty in Wichita, Kansas. If you find yourself in need of buying, selling, or investing in real estate, give Steadfast a shout at 316-461-2806 or visit them on the web at steadfastict.com. That's steadfastict.com. If you are in North Georgia and you find yourself in the need of buying, selling, or investing in real estate, give me a call. I work for the Hester Group. We're part of Harry Norman Realty. You can visit me online at claytonblackwood.harrynorman.com or give me a call at 316-409-7907. If you are in the Wichita area and you find yourself in need of some painters and resurfacers, give my buddy Jed and his life partner Alex a call at 316-209-4674. Their company is H&L Resurfacing. There are 2 Marine Corps veterans and life partners. Okay, see you guys probably in a couple days. Love you, bye.